This week's going to be a little bit of an experiment, so I'm going to try to combine an Alfredo sauce with some medium shell pasta and some pan-fried chicken breast. So to start, I'm going to start the Alfredo sauce and the noodles. Once the noodles are about halfway done, I'm going to transfer them to a baking pan. Then I will fry the chicken, put it on top, put some cheese on top, and then finish everything off in the oven. So, get the oven heating up. And so for this, we're going to start. I need cream, butter, and cheese for this. Let's see what 12 ounces of cream gets me. Let's see if I need more. Yeah, so I'm going to double this, so there's only going to be 24 ounces of cream. And because I'm using dried noodles and not fresh noodles, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid to this because the cream is thick and it's not going to be the best medium for soaking up, for the shells to soak up liquid. I'm actually going to put a cup of water in here. And if I need to do more later, I can, but that's where I'm going to start. Okay. So to this, we need 4 ounces of butter and 4 ounces of cheese. I'll do the cheese first because this is 4 ounces, so I can just cut it up and put it in. So I get grated, shredded Parmesan when I do this. It's just a preference. I think it comes out better. And cutting it, you can put the butter in solid, but cutting it up will help speed up the melting, even out a little bit. And I put this on the stove, get everything melted and started, and then I will add the shells to it. So as I get this ready, behind me, I'm going to measure out the pasta. So normally I'd put, for each batch, I would put 8 ounces of fresh pasta, but I don't have fresh pasta made, so I'm going to do it's dry pasta, but that means I need to put in a little less because they will expand. So 16 ounces, I put in about, I'm going to do about 12 ounces. I'm looking at the amount of pasta. I'm going to add another cup of water to the pot. The upside is I can always use thyme to thicken the sauce as it goes, so not a concern. I'll add this over on the stove. So I have everything on the stove. Just let it heat up. As the butter melts, it'll create a film on the top. I'm using the lid to kind of help that keep the heat inside and heat up faster. Alright, for breading the chicken, what I normally do is dip the chicken breast in buttermilk and then in the normally seasoned flour, but I'm actually going to use Italian seasoned breadcrumbs here and see if I can get a little bit different effect. The store did not have buttermilk. It seems to be having issues getting it. So I'm going to reconstitute some of this cultured buttermilk blend. 4 tablespoons per cup of water. And that should be enough for what I need to do. And with these chicken breasts, they're pretty large, they're pretty thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to halve them. It'll give me like 2 nice workable pieces. And what I'm actually going to do for this is I'm going to quarter them fully. And as the oven being finished. And that'll give me a little bit more control as I go and put them in the final pan to arrange them. And it makes the serving sizes a little bit more manageable. Okay, that should be enough. At that point, I don't need my knife or the cutting board anymore. So we'll see how well this works. It's a bit of, like I said, a bit of an experiment. Normally I would just dredge it in seasoned flour, and that would work pretty well with buttermilk. This should be all right. I'm also just looking for like some level of coating to be able to press this onto. It looks pretty good. And so I don't mind getting my hands kind of caked and stuff, but if you want to avoid that, what you can do is you can have one hand for the dipping while it's wet and one hand for the dry. That will reduce the amount of kind of sticking that you get to yourself. This is all combined. It's going pretty nicely. It's got a nice little simmer. It's pretty good for what we need. You can leave it at that. I just want to check it periodically because it's heavy cream and you have the cheese in it. You want to make sure it's not going to burn on the bottom. But we'll cook the noodles. And as it goes, I'm going to leave this covered and move it to the back burner. Let me use the front one for this chicken. Got some oil in the pan in the front, just a nice kind of thin layer. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to start with one as a test to see if the oil's the right temperature. So it's getting there. 100%. There we go. placing these in. I'm just going to get a nice kind of crisp brown on the outside of each of these. I'm going to be finishing them off in the oven. It looks like I can fit about 4 in here. I'm looking on them, I'm looking to see the white of the chicken as it starts coming up the side. Lets me know it's probably going to be good to flip. I'm going to do these 4 and then I'm going to add a little bit more oil and heat it back up. Some of the oil is going to soak into the breading as it cooks, so you will lose a little bit in the pan. We'll just check on the noodles in the back. It's thickening up. They are getting pretty done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these out and pour them into the pan. They're going to cook the rest of the way in. Actually, I'll cook a few more in here so I can get the oil down enough that I can wipe this pan out and get this extra breading out, because that's just going to keep cooking and it's going to start smoking pretty soon. So. The mostly done pasta and sauce I'm going to move into this pan. And this is going to be the base that I'm going to put the chicken on to finish baking. It's still pretty hot, so that's going to transfer to the pan, and I'm going to leave it on this heating pad. What I'm going to do is sprinkle it lightly with some salt and pepper. Normally you use white pepper for this so you don't end up with bits of pepper in the recipe, but I don't mind that. And then I'm going to sprinkle some more Parmesan over top. And that'll finish off this bag, which was 6 ounces, so it's 2 more ounces of cheese. And this is what I'm going to start adding these pieces of chicken to on top. And I'll fill this up, put some tin foil on it, finish this in the oven at 350 for about an hour, and we'll go there. Alright, a lot bigger pad for this. Alright, there you have it. So just check the chicken for doneness, and then you can pull the chicken out or just pull it out as you go. Looks like it came out pretty well.